switch, please. All the crevices on camera. Jesus. Alright, so we'll count down the podcast in 3, 2, 1. Miguel Flores.
What's up, my Jason? How you doing?
On the way, we're back at it.
We are.
So, another Saturday, PlayMariachi morning podcast. We're evolving the channel. Thanks again to all the viewers who are watching the PlayMariachi Podcast and all my stupid tutorials where I suck at timing. I'm already starting right out the gate, aren't I?
Yeah.
I like to just get right down to it, man. No foreplay. We're just going to get right to it. How's it going? How are gigs?
Gigs are good. Tonight, I know everybody's excited. The heights, the Canelo and Triple G.
Fuck yeah. Is it Triple G Russian?
No, he's from Kazakhstan. How are you say?
Kazakhstan.
But how do you say he's?
I don't even know. I just call all those fuckers.
Kazakhstanian?
You know what? At some point, Russia owned all that shit, so you're Russian. Yeah, it's gonna be a good fight.
Yeah.
I don't follow boxing very much anymore. I mean, I know that, being Mexicano is kind of a big deal.
Mm-hmm.
If a Mexicano is going to be fighting, it's just like... Canelo, I think, is a good fighter.
He's 28 years old.
28?
Yeah.
What's his record?
I don't even know.
Does he have, a solid, something in 0 or something in 1, knockout?
I have no idea. I don't follow. I haven't followed
he's
him.
a super güerito ginger Mexicano. I'm just like... I guess that's your new spokesman, man. Because Oscar de la Hoya used to be moreno and dark hair, and he used to be the guy, right?
Yeah.
Now we've crossed over to the albinos.
We have, and I know Triple G is 36.
Damn.
So it's 28, 36. I don't know. Honestly, I would like to see Canelo win. In my opinion, I think it's going to go all the way to decision. Honestly, maybe
he's got the endurance. He's got the youth.
They both can take a shot.
Yeah.
They both can take a shot. And if you watch the highlights from the last fight, they took
because this is
pretty
a rivalry,
good shots.
Right?
Yes.
So this is the second.
This is fight number 2.
Damn.
The Cinco de Mayo will probably be fight number 3. That's my guess.
Yeah, I don't know about all that. Crazy.
Yeah,
I mean, isn't it today's the Mexican Revolution holiday, whatever?
Well, the weekend, but tomorrow, el 16, the 16th.
That's right.
16. But today's the 15 de septiembre, you know the song?
Yeah. I don't know, dude. It might be a good night for gigging. You might get a lot of borrachos out there tipping you.
Well, I'll be out at the Casino Arizona tonight.
Playing
in the middle of the whole mix of the fight and all that stuff. So
nice,
yes,
nice, fun little gig.
Oh yeah,
I always love those gigs, man. They pay well. You just get to show up, do whatever. You don't get heckled too much. You don't get too many shout outs. Or sometimes you do. It's always something good to look at.
That's right. And felicidades to all our viewers down in Mexico, all our mariacheros down in Mexico.
Mariacheros in Mexico.
Viva la independencia.
Putting in the work, man.
That's right.
Keep the standards high. So, man, we're back at it. We don't have any special guests this week, but we're about a week out from debuting our little chamba group up here. It's going to be fun.
That's right. And also our Star Wars. We're going to be...
So for the viewers, the mariacheros that are watching this podcast, we are thinking about branching, because obviously... we have other interests besides mariachi. As you can tell, I'm a big Star Wars fan, so is Miguel. I've met a lot of mariachi people that are Star Wars fans. I know a bunch in my old group that are all super diehard Star Wars fans. I've met a lot of people, across the states, and they're like, yeah, Star Wars is a part of life, man. So we're thinking about starting up a side podcast of mariachis talking about Star Wars. And Lord knows there's plenty to talk about with the shit that they're doing these days.
Thanks, Disney.
Thanks a lot, Disney. Thanks for betraying us, you bastards.
But yeah, I'm excited to talk about that. There's just so many things to talk about that. So we'll be coming up with that pretty soon.
Mariachi Star Wars.
Mariachi Star Wars.
Star Wars.
I gotta wear my Star Wars shirt.
Is that trademarked? Can we say that without getting copyright tagged? I don't think it's trademarked. I mean, it's just how you pronounce it, right?
It's like saying, dame un Sprite.
Sprite? We can say that. So we're going to be talking about Star Wars, leading up to Episode 9. There's no movies coming out. There's the Resistance cartoon coming out. That looks like it's going to be a handful of ass. Rebels is over. Now they canceled all of the side stories. They canceled Boba Fett. They canceled Obi-Wan. I'm like, what the fuck are you guys doing?
Yeah.
Are you guys even like at an undergraduate level thinking about your franchise and characters? And do you have some sweaty nerd back there that's just like, yeah, come on, man, this is the stories that they want to see and tell, right?
Yeah, it's sad because they should. I think that the next Star Wars movie should be called No Hope. No Hope. I mean, George Lucas obviously sold everything, and we just, it's going to be sad. I mean, it would be a miracle if he came out of retirement and went ahead and did something. But
if they put him in the storyboards, like, he doesn't have to run everything. It's like, hey, George, what kind of ideas? Like, wow, I think you're going to want to put, sounds like somebody I know. But
we're going to have a cool podcast about that, so just keep an eye out for that.
For Star Wars. So this week, in the PlayMariachi Podcast, an idea came across my brain the other day, thinking about how you deal with playing gigs, chambeando, maybe if you're in a show group and you travel, and the relationships. I mean, this goes both for chicks in mariachi and dudes in mariachi, and, if you're gay, straight, whatever, you have to deal with relationships in mariachi, playing gigs, dealing with a girlfriend. We're both married, thankfully, to very understanding, loving, patient wives who signed up for the deal. It's like, okay, Mika, we've been dating. Mm-hmm. You knew what this was when we started dating. Mm-hmm. This ain't going to stop when we get married, obviously. So unless I lose a hand or break a finger. So, and this is a contentious thing because I have had exes, and if you're watching this and you're an ex of mine, I'm sorry.
Same here.
Same here. Yeah.
Big time, same here. Sorry.
Big time. I'm so sorry. I mean, when you're a guy in your 20s, your late teens, your early 20s, you don't really know what the fuck you're doing until you at least hit like 29. Mm-hmm. So you're almost 30, so you handle relationships very poorly, and gigs. And I remember like making dates with a girlfriend, and then last minute, well, sorry, honey, we can't go to dinner, we can't go to the movies, I just got a 4-hour gig. That's going to be $200 for nothing, so I'm going to go take the gig. Mm-hmm. And the backlash.
I don't know. Woo. Well, I'm sure you've had this happen to you, and all of us mariacheros. Do you know how many family parties and anything I've missed? I mean, since I started playing.
Yeah.
But because when we're young, we're thinking about, hey, let's go have fun.
Yeah, and have some good times.
For me, it was like, I was like, no, mariachi comes first. It's my mom's birthday. Oh, yeah, I can't make it. Maybe I'll bring her up. I said, or not after or something. But, for us, it was like, we got to put the business, first. Ahead of us.
Yeah.
Because, of course, we're young. We want money in our pockets.
Yeah. We're going to go play. Well, it's a good feeling to it's a good feeling to get off of a regular job, and your coworkers are like, oh, I gotta go see my boyfriend. What are you gonna do? I'm like, I'm gonna go play 4 hours right now and get paid. Yeah. It's like, oh, that's so cool. I'm like, yeah, well, it's a good thing I'm not your boyfriend because you wouldn't be saying that shit if you had to deal with it.
Married life is a totally different ballgame now.
It is. You have to have, when you're married, a little more consideration.
Happy life, happy life.
Happy life. You don't want to have to deal with a pissed off wife in your house. Especially, I think it's exacerbated if you have kids. I don't have children yet, so
I do. I have a Brady Bunch.
Yeah, you got a little baby factory going on over there.
Yes,
man. It's crazy. Yes. But consideration, I think, is a big thing, right? Can you remember a time when you were in a serious relationship with a chick or dude? I'm just fucking around. And it became a problem. Like gigs, where she was basically giving you the fucking ultimatum, like, either you choose gigs or you choose me.
Yeah, that's exactly what happened to me, 2 exes ago. And I was just like, no, there's no way. So you just it's because it's like, like if your girlfriend was going to school for something, say she was going to nursing school, and then she had to do her internship and all that stuff, and she's, at work all the time and whatever. And you tell her, hey, you're gonna tell her, hey, you need to stop what you're doing because you're not spending enough time with me.
There's some assholes out there that will make their chicks make that call. It's like, either choose me or choose your career. It's like, what kind of fucking piece of shit are you to have an ultimatum? I think it's when a guy does it, you're like, what a piece of shit. But sometimes, like when a girl does it, I feel like I feel like she has like people like backing her up and giving her justification. Well, if he really loves you, he should sacrifice his fucking life for you. And it's like, why? Would she be expected to do that? The other way around, it's like not as much.
He's just so insensitive.
Heard that a lot. Man, we're bashing the ladies here, man. Sorry.
No, but I mean, I think anybody can relate to this.
Yeah,
of course.
I think the chicks probably. I know a couple of like badass gangster mariacheras out there that they've had to go through boyfriend after boyfriend because they're playing talon, they're playing gigs, they're playing concerts, and the boyfriend fucking. Isn't that funny? Like, you have a chick in your group and she brings the boyfriend around and you're like, is he going to be cool or is he going to be weird?
Oh, yeah. Is he going to be, give her shit after, who are you playing all these guys? Why is he looking at you? Why is he singing with you?
Yeah. It's like when you're on stage and you're like, you guys really sing, like, you're looking at each other when you sing. There's something going on. And it's just like...
Yeah, like, I remember one of my exes was like, you like singing with that bitch, huh? You like singing with that bitch? As a matter of fact, I do.
I'm starting to like singing to her more than I like singing to you. How's that? Because you're just...
Oh, no. How about this? And they're like, oh, yeah, you never sing to me. You're always over there singing. I'm like, well, you got to pay me then. I'll sing.
It's like, if you pay me a little bit, if you cook me some dinner.
Burn. This will be the last podcast Jason will have because everything's going to be broken.
I just lost all of my subscribers on YouTube. No, I mean, we're not trying to be deliberately chauvinist here. We're just calling it as we've seen it, right?
Yeah.
This is just, we're not the emo type guys here. We grew up with a certain set of a guy's got to open the door for a lady. A guy's got to pay for dinner. A guy's got to treat a woman with a little more respect than he would treat himself. Mm-hmm. Okay? That's called chivalry, by the way, people out there who haven't heard of that word. And it is dying, right? I'm all for, ladies, doing what they got to do, right? Especially playing mariachi music. They have it a little bit more difficult than guys do, right? Because they have an automatic, unimposed chip on their shoulder, right? They have to prove something a little more than the guys do, right? And it sucks. It's not fair. It's not right. But saying that it's not there, right? Ignoring things like that. I mean, it's true. I mean, I've seen girls in mariachi groups and they've had boyfriends that are fucking douches, man. They come around, they come to the parties, they come to the gigs, they come to the shows, and the guy's just sitting back in the corner like,
oh, yeah.
Sanbron and shit. And you're just like, hey, what's up, bro? Come on over here, have a shot, or if we're at a party and he's just like, nah, I don't really do the mariachi thing, just like, whew.
Yeah, okay. And then he tells his girl, hey, we gotta go, let's go.
We gotta go. I gotta go to my mom's house. Oh, Jesus Christ. So relationships, the tough thing. What do you guys think out there, the mariacheros and mariacheras out there, playing gigs, having to deal with boyfriends, girlfriends? Leave your comments in the section below. Let us know what you guys are thinking. But it's a tough thing. I mean, I've never dealt with it.
It's about balance. It's just about balance. And your priorities change once you get married. Once you, of course, boyfriend, girlfriend, when you're in a relationship, that shit can end. That's very flexible. That's very flexible. But when you're married, yeah, you gotta really prioritize correctly, because if not, And
you have to have a wife or a husband that is understanding. It's a two-way street, right? So you can't always be taking gigs when they come up last minute. Sometimes you got to be like, well, sorry, man. We made plans, and I'm going to stick to my plans, right? I'm gonna not take any gigs, and then the thing is, it's like, okay, well, that's lost income. If that's a big portion of your household income, that's another thing. It's like, well, this is going to keep us fed. It's going to keep us comfortable. But we made special plans, and so I'll have to hustle a little more next week, right? Thankfully for me, I have a wife who's like totally understanding. She never, even if like we're getting ready to go to a place, you know what I mean? And it's like, okay, well, I have a 4 hour. It's like, well, that's a 4 hour. I know who's playing. It's pretty easy. And she's just like, go play the gig. We don't have to spend $100 on dinner tonight. You can go make that and a little bit more. So go play the gig if you want to do it. Yeah. She doesn't give me the, well, if you want to do it.
Oh, then just cancel. No, I can't. But see, and then what are the repercussions from that? Sometimes you have a douchebag director who, like, because you couldn't do a last minute call, gig, they won't call you again.
Right.
They'll punish you and won't call you for a couple weeks.
I'll tell you know what. These days, when a guy starts doing that to me, the next time he does call, and if you're watching this and you know who you are, there's several people in Phoenix that I'm talking to at this point. Not a straight across fuck you, but there have been times where they've done that. They think, oh, I'm going to have power over this guy.
Oh, yeah.
And I'm like, okay, fine, don't call me. And then they'll call me in a pinch, and I'll be like, no, I'm busy. Like, oh, well, I really need you. I'm like, well, that's too fucking bad for you. I'm sorry, but I'm busy. I have training. I have my wife. I have plans. Sometimes I have other gigs, too. I'm just like, I have other gigs, bro. So sorry.
And that's the thing. They think, oh, well, no, nobody else is going to call him.
Shit, man. Yeah.
Yeah, everybody's going to call me, man. I'm sorry I couldn't do your last minute gig. And then they give you, what, half hour to get to a gig? Notice. I'm like, dude, I live in Peoria and you're going to head out to Mesa.
That's why when in Phoenix and maybe even bigger cities, like when someone gives me like a last minute notice, I'll ask them, how far is the gig? Mm-hmm. And some people are like, well, it doesn't really matter, can you make it or not? I'm like, if you want me to give you an answer, send me a fucking address.
I wish somebody would tell me it doesn't matter.
Yeah, I'm like, of course it matters. We live in a huge city. It takes 40 minutes to get from one end to the city.
Galore.
Yeah, and accidents on every major
People
road.
don't know how to drive around here.
It's really bad.
Wrong way drivers.
Wrong way drivers. I've dodged 2 of those fuckers myself since moving up here.
Oh my God.
I got on the first couple of weeks living here. I got on the 17 and heading back to Tucson, and I dodged a car getting on the opposite oncoming on ramp. And then a couple months ago, I dodged another car on the 10 coming into Phoenix, and I was like, Jesus Christ! Mm-hmm. You know, it was like instantaneous. You know.
So if you come from a city where there's like lots of freeways, man, we feel you.
We feel your pain out there in California, Los Angeles, Dallas, Texas. You know, if you're out there, you know it's bad. It's really bad.
Hopefully, and I'm hoping, you know, that we don't have mariacheros out where the hurricanes are. You know, Hurricane Florence is going on.
Yeah,
hopefully everybody's safe over there.
Safe and taking care of their instruments. Like that's what I would be like. How the fuck am I going to cart all my guitars out of harm's way? Can you imagine?
That's a nightmare right there.
Can you imagine someone's got like 40-year-old original Roberto bass, and it's like, what the fuck am I going to do with this? Mm-hmm. You would see me with water up to here and my bass like this, you know, holding it up. Like,
is it my wife or my bass? I don't know which one I'm going to let go.
Okay. Sorry, Miguel.
How much is the insurance policy worth?
She's covered.
Oh, she's covered.
She's covered. Okay, she's good. She can swim.
She can
swim. No. Get on the fucking door.
Sorry, honey, if you're watching this. I'm just kidding.
We're really pulling it all out today. Yeah, hopefully they're okay. I have a friend who actually evacuated in where the fuck is it? Virginia? It's Virginia, right? Mm-hmm. Yeah, he went back to Chicago. He's like, peace, I'm out. I'm not dealing with this shit. I'll deal with it when I come back. Mm-hmm. So I'm glad about living in the desert. You don't have anything.
We don't have natural disasters.
Just
there. Heat, and a dust devil.
And the dust, occasionally a dust storm that blows the roof off your fucking house. Mm-hmm. But it's not too bad. Not too bad at all. So again, relationships. It's tough topic. What was the worst fight you ever had over a goddamn gig? Can you think of one?
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah.
Not naming names. We will not name names to protect the guilty or the innocent.
Yes, I was in a relationship here for a long time with this girl. And it was her graduation party. And we had a concert at the Gaslight Theater.
Oh, shit.
Dude, I couldn't get out of it.
Yeah, you're
It was one of my last Gaslight performances. And, with Sonido. And I couldn't get out of it. I mean, you know how long they last.
Yeah,
so by the time he got to the party, it was like 2 hours left to the party. The DJ was still there, but my girlfriend was mad as hell.
Well, she knew. I mean, you told her obviously that you were going to.
Yeah, and she was just like, the thing was that she had asked me to ask, ahead of time. I never did. I was like,
I'm not getting out of this.
I'm gonna go play. I was like, I can't.
You know how many fucking hours of practice I put into this show, and you want me to just leave it?
Plus, I couldn't get anybody to cover me. Everybody was already playing. All the good musicians were already playing with groups. So
it would have just been a loss.
Yeah. And when you're playing a concert in a concert style group, they're depending on you.
They need every element for voice and for the instrument, and everything's been written. Now that's months of work, ladies and gentlemen. Now,
plus, I was playing golpe. You know what I mean?
Yeah, that's what I was about to say. You're like one of what would they fucking call me? Like no.
You switch lines.
I know. It's like okay, I'm playing guitar in one traque, and then I'm golpe in the other. Like. I'm not saying that I wouldn't do it, but yeah, that's not going to happen.
No.
Damn. So was there an actual fight?
Yes.
Oh shit. Okay, I want to hear about the fight. The viewers want to hear some fucking drama.
Well, I mean, it was just more like mariachi is more important to you than this relationship. This was my graduation night, and the thing was she was graduating from U. I went to the ceremony at the U of A and stuff.
Yeah. You went to stuff that actually mattered. I mean, what's the party gonna?
Well, that's what I'm saying. It was like she graduated on a Thursday, or I don't know what day the party was. The party was obviously on
Saturday.
On a Saturday, and I just remember coming back and she was furious, and I still danced with her. I danced with her like the last hour, trying to make it up to her. She seemed okay at the party in front of people. But after that, no. But it was like she didn't talk to me for 2 days.
Oh shit!
Yeah, and I was already with her for 6 years. So yeah,
man, that was tough. That's a tough one right there, man.
Yeah.
Well, that sucks. I don't think I've ever had. I've had some. I suck at relationships, man. Every relationship I've ever had, I've totally fucked up. I'm surprised I'm married. I can't actually believe. So, wife, if you're listening to this, I know you are. I told her the other day. I was like, if I haven't told you how wonderful you are for putting up with with me, not my bullshit with me, because I am how I am, right? I don't fucking pretend at all. I told her, I was like, if I haven't told you this lately or ever, you're a cut above the rest. Like you don't even. It's not even a chore to you or an annoyance. You just deal with me and the things I say and the things I do. And it's like sometimes she laughs. I say really effed up things on the podcast. I say even more effed up things in life, like really. But she laughs. She's like, "That's so funny." You're kidding. I'm just like, "Yeah, I'm not kidding." But yeah, she's never given me a hard time. She's always shown up to like any kind of gig I had. I remember like the thing of contention like since high school, because I was in Chongos in high school. So from like 16 until now, it's like that's a regular every fucking weekend thing, man. And every couple of months or every 6 months we're on stage. We're jamming. And I remember like always being kind of like, well, I mean, why can't you just hang out with my mom or my friends and be part of the show and enjoy, right? Like I don't belong in the fucking audience. I'm part of the show. I'm on the stage. And when I'm not on stage, I'm backstage ready to go on, right? This is part of the show. And I remember girlfriends in the past would be like, well, why can't you come out and sit with me? How come I have to sit with your mom? I'm uncomfortable. And I'm just like, oh, fuck. Don't even bother showing up. I remember telling a couple, I'm like, you know what? You don't have to go. And for me, it was like, that's the end. I'm like, this ain't going to be my wife. This ain't going to happen, It was always a fucking hassle. And I did not, in all fairness, if you're watching this, to the exes of the past, I did not handle it well. I was a cocky, arrogant guy and a prick, and I handled it poorly. So I'll admit it.
Yeah.
I'll admit it. I could have handled it better. I could have been more considerate. And looking back now, being married, that's a big part of being married is just not being obnoxious and being respectful and being considerate. And it's taken me fucking 30 years to get there. So
I don't think you're there yet.
I'm still working on it. I had it with my wife, with you, and everybody else.
You're a jerk.
I'm pretty much an asshole. I'm a jerk. I'm a jerk. Is that stupid song?
Me too.
Like, you're a jerk. I know.
I'm an indirect jerk.
Indirect?
I'm indirectly.
Interesting. So you're more of the passive aggressive type.
I'm very passive aggressive.
Oh man. See, if I get a sense of people being passive aggressive with me, I get an overwhelming urge to headbutt them in the face. I don't know what it is. I'll go right after it. Like if my wife starts getting a little passive aggressive, I'm just like, just tell me what you have in your mind. I'm not leaving the house like this. Just fucking lay it on the table, right? Yeah. And I'm a very direct guy. Passive aggressiveness, I'm more sarcastic. Like I'll be sarcastic. Like some people, if they're not smart enough to know that I'm making fun of them, I've done that a couple times.
No, that's more like me. I'm a sarcastic passive aggressive guy. So I'm just like, hey, how's it going? How's your mom? Fuck your sister?
Yeah, exactly. Like The Sopranos?
Yeah.
Sopranos. We were just talking about this before the podcast. It's like, how's your mother? Fuck your sister. It's like, I thought you were baiting me. What's going on? It's like...
But not with everybody. It's
no, we gotta work and be nice and be cordial, be professional.
Stay humble.
Stay humble.
I would say stay humble.
That's a big thing. Even if you have to try. Some people don't have to try. Some people are just awesome.
Naturally, just
natural,
pretty cool,
awesome, cool, laid back individuals,
Mm-hmm.
They'll definitely be the first one to point something out, though sometimes it's like, look at that guy, what's he doing over there? And it's like, yeah, that's kind of weird.
Then you have those other ones, that are just with their little clicks and
fake.
Fake.
That's the fake shit where it's like, it's so good to see you. I haven't seen you in so long.
And then you walk away and you're like, fuck
that guy. Yeah. I hate him. Hate his face. I'm like, well, why did you even say hi to me?
Unfortunately, there's a lot of fake mariacheros out there. A lot.
That's another interesting point in the podcast is personality, right? Because as you kind of like stay in the game, right? Stay in the mariachi world wherever you live, and some people across the country are pretty well known across the country because of, they put in the time. If you're a fake musician, just like if you're a fake martial artist, you're gonna get found real quick.
Oh yeah,
right. If you never studied, beyond what someone taught you, it's going to come through really fast, right? So you can't. So if you're on that level of people know you across the country, more than likely you're not a phony. More than likely, I've seen a couple. I've seen a couple people where it's like, "Fuck, I didn't know that guy couldn't read music." Or
bro, look where we live, bro. That's all I see. That's all I see.
Just like fake, phony, like musicians or personality.
No. Musicians,
right.
Musician-wise.
People that have been in the game for like 30 years.
Yeah, and I'm like, what style is this? Or
you
what are you playing?
You really don't like Phoenix. Like I'm starting to get a little bit to the point where it's like let's just come on, let's hug it out, bitch. Right? That's kind of how I feel. It's like let's hug it out. Or so here's the problem, right? Either we hug it out, or now you have to deal with me as an enemy.
Mm-hmm.
I don't think you want me as an enemy. Because I'll go after you, your mom, and I'll talk trash. I'll call you out in front of everybody. I don't care, man. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So I'm a really good friend. Well, at least I think I am. What do you think? I mean, I don't ask for things.
No.
I'm not. Here's what I can't fucking stand. And I have friends like this. And if you're listening to this, you know who you fucking are. Who only call me when they need something.
Oh yeah, no, that's not
cool. My God! You know what? I want to send a big F you if you're there. You're still my friend, okay? You're still a part of my circle. But if you only call me because you need something, you don't say, "Hey, how are you doing?" and actually give a shit how you're doing, right? Because I have friends I don't talk to for more than maybe once or twice a year, but they're still my friends, right?
Mm-hmm.
I still give a shit about them, like personally. If you're that guy that only texts me or hits me up like when you need me to help you move a fucking couch, and you don't invite me out for a drink, you don't say, "Hey, I'm in town, man. You want to go hang?" Like, yeah, I have friends that like in the middle of the night, if they're in town and they call me up, it pisses off my wife because she has to work early for 12 hours. But I'll be like, "Hey, you know what? These things are important. You gotta keep friendships alive." So I'm like, I'll go meet my friend in the middle of the night, right? Mm-hmm. I'm not out there trying to pick up. I'm not trying to get laid or anything. This is my fucking friend. You know what I mean? Like we need to spend time together. But yeah, the fake personality that definitely pisses me off.
And for me, this is my thing. We are all under the same blue sky.
Mm-hmm. We all breathe the same air.
We all breathe the same air. We're probably most likely getting paid the same. And I don't know about, obviously you have different styles. Some musicians are better than the other ones. But this is my thing. Those people that are there, that super cocky, super, they may play good and I may respect you as a musician and all that. But even the ones that aren't so good and still are cocky, it's like
peacocking.
It's like, okay, dude, like until you're playing up with a big group, then you have lip to talk if that's what you want to do.
Right. And if you're at that point, why would you do that?
Yeah, you're already there. You're already. You should be the example of, man, I want to get there.
Right.
I want to do what he's doing. How can I improve myself? How can I get there? Instead of just that person up here belittling everybody else.
Yeah.
Just because, now I'm in this position. And that's not about jealousy. Hell no. I'm happy. Dude, I love to see people like, dude, I started with this guy.
Yeah.
I started with this guy. Now look where he's at.
Yeah.
Damn, he's, that's
makes me happy. Right?
Yeah.
Makes me happy.
Especially for us when they're from Tucson and they're playing up at a...
Fuck yeah. That's awesome. Like, is that guy from Tucson? Fuck yeah, he's from Tucson.
So that's what Mariacheros need to do. We need to, like, support each other, just give each other, high five here and there, whatever, pat on the back and say, hey, congratulations.
Not in a fake way.
No.
Like, when I used to play Gaslight, I used to tell the boys this too. I was like, I used to abhor when members from other groups would come up and, you did so great. You're so good. I'm like, get the fuck out of my face.
Because those are the ones that are like,
the fake.
Fake play that shit.
Yeah, it's like, if we play good, I don't think that anybody should be having... We don't need, like, the gratification, right? Mm-hmm. It's like, when people don't tell me anything, that's where I'm like, yeah, we fucked him in the face.
Oh, yeah.
We killed it, now they don't want to say nothing.
Nope.
But when people go like, oh, you guys are so good, it's just like, we're not fucking 13-year-olds, man. Get out of my face. Sorry for cussing so much, by the way, but I've had a long week. But these are just my feelings. Here's just how I feel, right? Yeah. Now, when I see someone that has, like, natural, like, badassery to them, I'll be like, God damn, dude. I don't say this often to people, and not in a bad way, but you're fucking on point. Mm-hmm. Like, I just want you to know, in case you didn't know, I noticed you noticing me from across the room, right? And I just wanted to put you on notice, then I noticed you too, right? That's the kind of feeling I get. I'm just like, damn, that's fucking badass. Like, I want to, like, build a rapport with this person. I'm like, what do you do? How do you practice? Like, what are some of the things you got? Maybe the guy's just natural. I'm like, I don't practice at all, bro. I'm just naturally born a badass.
But you run into right there. You run into two different kind of musicians. You run into somebody who's willing to share and give you opinions and not really opinions, but give you some examples of, hey, this is what you can do, this is how you can improve.
Some little gems.
Yes,
some little gems.
Or you have the other musician that ain't gonna share shit because they don't, they think, well, if I share, with you what I'm learning, then you're gonna be passing me, and then I'm gonna lose. I'm gonna be out of a job or whatever it is.
I think, and that's not unique to mariachi. That's just music in general, right? I think if you're a jazz musician or a blues musician or a classical violinist, like, you don't want to be sharing your secrets with your competition. I think I get that, right? But we're not union symphony orchestra members, right? So I don't know, man. How do you respond when you get people being fake to you? Like, are you just fake back, or?
Yeah, I mean, you kind of have to. I mean, especially either at conferences or just that you guys are playing at a concert place and you see a couple other groups or whatever, and you could just, like, I wish people were just more humble. People aren't really there really aren't. You have your friends that, hey man, long time no see, what's up, dude? Yeah. And they approach you and you're like, yeah, because they understand. Life changes, dude.
Yeah,
you're married now. Quick. You live out here. We don't get to hang out anymore.
We don't play the same chambas
anymore, and that happens a lot. It's a natural norm now that when you don't play with somebody in a group anymore, you probably stop talking to them. Yeah. But why? Is it because they got mad at you? You got mad at them? You have your indifferences? Or is it just like, oh, well, he doesn't play with me anymore, so I don't have to talk to him?
Not in my life anymore.
I have no idea what happens there. I wish, because when I was playing, with groups there in Tucson, I did lose a lot of friends, but only because, I wasn't playing in the group anymore. Not because we had any falling outs or anything like that. That's what I'm saying. Like, even if you don't have any falling outs, it's just the norm now. You just, you run into him. Hey, yeah, I used to play with that guy. Yeah. How you doing? And you say what's up, and you walk away, and sometimes
there's like some subconscious animosity. It's like, well, he's not here anymore. So what the fuck happened? Why did he leave? Right?
Yeah.
He's part of this. Now he's not.
No, he's not. Yeah.
Yeah, that's always tough. I think younger people are probably worse at it than older people. I think the older folks are like, well, either I like Jason or I don't. I'm sure people fucking hate me. Mm-hmm. I'm sure there's got to be at least a couple people. Comment in the section below if you hate Jason.
Yes, please. Just comment. Also, me, please. Please tell me.
Well, we already know everybody hates you.
Hey, nobody hates me. Everybody loves me.
Most everyone loves my mom. My mom was pretty well known. She was a Chango president for several years when I was in college. And my poor mother. If you're watching this, Mom, I am sorry. I do think back to, like, she was a single mother, you know, raising a mariachero kid.
Same here, brother.
Yeah, man, it's part of the culture. And again, this whole idea of, like, okay, how you play, what you play, this, that, the other. It's like there's a whole other fucking world of, like, support and your family and your friends. And you know, our moms were always down, right? Paying for the lessons, taking us to the gigs, taking us to practice, shelling out dough for the traques. You know, the parents are kind of the unsung heroes. And sometimes the parents can be an annoying pain in the ass when it comes to group management and setting expectations. And I get it, you know, but it's not soccer, all right? Yeah. Your kid has to progress to a certain point, and it's not everybody gets an equal share. It's who's best for the group, right? Who's best for this. But, yeah, my mom, she's kind of an angel. You know, I'm sure your mom is too. It's just like putting up with us and how we kind of came out. We came out good.
Now she is.
Oh, that's true. I'm sorry. I fucking forgot.
No, that's cool.
Yeah, man. I mean, it's one of those things where it's like I look back. It's like most people know my mom, and they know that she's so nice and so loving and caring. And then me, it's like, what the fuck happened to Jason? How did he become such a straightforward, like, kind of like really?
Well, for like us, I mean, my mom was tough, man. Tough. I mean, I got the tough love, and maybe you got the tough love.
Well, I got my ass whooped.
Well, why? But why do you think? Because they wanted us to be strong. Strong.
Yeah. None of this
independent,
limpy dudes.
None of this, like, our society that's sensitive to everything right now.
You know what? We need things like George Carlin. We need Dave Chappelle.
Oh yeah.
We need these fucking guys back in the mainstream to just kind of. No bitch assness allowed. That's kind of like my motto. And even for myself, even sometimes, like, I don't want to go to jiu-jitsu. I don't want to put in 10 hours of work. It's like, hey, Davenport. No bitch assness allowed.
That's right.
Get your fucking traque on and get out there in the 110-degree heat and go play. Go make that money, Davenport. Practice what you preach. So it's definitely a thing about Tucson that it's just a small community. And I look back now and I see, like, kids coming up now that were, like, just barely, like, toddlers when we were making it. I'm like, oh shit, this is this new kid and he's playing awesome. And you know, you look at the guys that run the groups in, like, Tucson High and Pueblo and now Choya. You know, you have Robert Martinez back at Sunnyside. You know, and I don't know. That's just hopeful. It looks like it's going to be really good. So hopefully we can just be a good positive.
Shout out to Justin, by the way. Doing a great job over there at Tucson High.
There you go, Tucson. You grew up with him, right?
Me and him started together.
Oh, dang.
Me and him started together on the same exact day.
Same day. Same class.
Same
roster.
Same everything, man.
Yeah, that's crazy. That's awesome.
And we're only 2 days apart, like our birthdays.
Oh, for real? You guys are exactly the same age? Dang, dude. See, I started out at... where the fuck did I start? I started at Van Busker, playing violin. There was no Mariachi there. I went to Mansfield, and then there was... again, Tucson's a small city.
You went to tough schools, bro.
Fuck yeah, I did. Why do you think that I am the way I am?
Holy shit, no wonder, man. Mansfield?
Van Busker, Mansfield, Grijalva. Yeah, dude, I grew up in the fucking hood, man. I grew up right there on Bravo Park in Campbell and Irvington. I don't fuck around, man.
I went to Utterback, man.
You know, Utterback. I almost went to Utterback. I didn't end up going to Utterback. Oh my god! I remember Utterback. The orientation they took us in 5th grade. I mean, there was a pregnant 7th grader in Utterback, and then I remember we went to the playgrounds and they were showing us the playgrounds. And a 5th grader, a friend of mine, he was shot and killed in high school. His name was Ruben, and he was like this tall. And it's so funny because we're talking to one of, like, the 8th graders who's showing all the kids around, and she's like, "These are the playgrounds. They're not that much," but he's like, "It's better than our shit." 5th grader. I was like, oh my god. So yeah, I started at Mansfield playing violin mariachi with Dave Membrilla, the comedian. It's so funny, bro, because, like, years later when I'm in college, his nephew is my line brother. His nephew was my fucking line brother. We pledged the fraternity together. And our membership educator at the time was Alex Garcia. You know, he's going off to Cobra now. So it's deep shit, man. It's deep cuts. And so, growing up, started there. I went to Flowing Wells. I got in trouble in Mansfield. It was a bad situation. So my mom moved, went to Flowing Wells, got in trouble there. So we moved back to the south
Flowing
side.
Wells?
Yeah, man.
Oh my!
You have a mix of kids from 3 Points. So you have Paisas there. Then you have kids who are like wannabe Chicano thugs in the northwest side of Tucson. And then you have all the skaters and skinheads in Marana. And it's fucking dangerous, dude. It's really bad. And so I got into it with a couple people. Like, they had to arrest a kid he had a gun. He was ready to start shooting up the school. And I got right in the middle of it. I remember I slapped the shit out of him during lunch. He was talking shit to a friend of mine that had burned like 90% of his body because his brothers were in gangs. And they firebombed his parents' trailer. And one of the fucking firebombs went right into his bed. And so this big white kid was threatening everybody. And when I got to my friend, it's my friend, right? And he's not. It's not his fault. He's calling him things like werewolf, real bad fucking names. So I'm just sitting there like, where the fuck is this guy? So we went over, and in front of the whole school, I just started slapping the shit out of him.
And he got in trouble.
And no one said anything to me. I didn't get in trouble because I dipped, right? I was out. And he didn't tell him. Well, like a 7th period comes around, this one kid comes up and he's like, that guy said he's going to kill you and everybody else in the school like tomorrow. And I'm sitting there thinking, all right, I know what bus he goes to, and I'm thinking, I need to go get him. I need to go take care of this right now. I'm going to go put him in a hospital. He's not coming in here tomorrow and shooting up nothing, right? That was my first thought. And then my mom's voice comes into my head. My mom. She's like, go tell your coach. I was playing football, and I had just broken my knee, so I went to go tell my coach. And yeah, they got his ass right out of school, man. He did. He wasn't kidding, man. This guy had like a .357 in his bed. He had like a little semi-automatic assault weapon. He was ready. He was ready to get down. And it was weird because I was the first and only person to go to the school officials. But like when I did, like 15 other kids came forward, and girls, guys, some girl that he had a crush on that was blowing him off, like said that he had threatened them. And I was like, Jesus Christ! I just stopped the school shooting. It was crazy. And then I came back to Pueblo. That was my freshman year. I came back to Pueblo, and I got right back into mariachi. Like that next semester, I was in jungles, dude, playing guitar. I don't know. This is just the facts.
I wore my first pair of Dickies in 7th grade with some Pumas.
Yeah, the Pumas.
Oh, yeah, I had the old.
You had the Cortez. I had the Cortez. I have the.
Well, I had the Cortez. No, I had the Pumas first. Remember the Pumas with the white? With
I remember those.
And
then the Cortez, and then K-Swiss came in, and then Lugs. Remember Lugs? Mariachi Thugs, Gangsters. Man, in high school we did some crazy shit, man. We beat them. Honestly, mariachi is what probably kind of saved me in high school.
It did, and it's like sports, like
you stay in sports.
You stay. It really distracted us. I think.
Well, kept us focused from the distractions in Pueblo, because I mean, we couldn't have lockers in Pueblo. There's fucking cops 24/7 on the Pueblo campus. And I tell people where I went to high school, and they're like, how are you a professional and we went to college and you're a really smart guy? What happened here?
I think there's more cops now than there was before. We had like, the monitors doing the security like at the gate, but like the back where the remados were, I mean, they shot somebody that had to do with the apartments, and they came running out of the apartments into the back where the portables were back there. And they killed somebody on I think it was a sophomore.
Well, that's
why they keep that back gate locked now.
It was a friend of mine that actually went to Van Buster that was killed on that street.
Oh man!
They had trucks that just closed off, 16th by the bowling alley. They had trucks lined up, probably a mob thing, probably. I don't know shit. I just know that I wasn't there. I was at Flowing Wells when this happened. But I went to school with him at Van Buster. And yeah, they shot up his truck with AK-47s.
Jeez.
And they just lit him, his girlfriend, everybody in the truck up. It was bad. Very bad. So yes, this is where we come from, people. And
Mariachi saved us.
Mariachi saved a lot.
And I hope a lot of mariachi, I hope mariachi saved a lot of you mariacheros too, man.
For real, I hope you got a chance like we did to just have a, good life, good jobs, good profession, family, kids, you know what I mean? Nothing too crazy. But yeah, playing gigs every weekend, you're like, I don't have time to be going to parties and be going to 3 Points, Midvale.
We're always practicing.
Yeah, we're always Tuesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, and then you got homework, and then you got family, and then you do the conference. That's it, man.
That was life.
That's
man.
life. Nothing else.
That was life.
Man, we have been talking for almost an hour. This podcast has gone by like nothing. Good Lord. Yeah, it feels like that, huh? Yeah, it says like, well, maybe because we had some bullshit talk in the beginning, so maybe like half an hour. We'll give it 20 minutes more. So you wanted to talk about playing. So you were playing a gig recently.
And
do you want to show the viewers on YouTube what kind of gripes you got? This we're going to call this segment Miguel's gripes.
Yes, you know me and my gripes, guys.
That's why I got out the Ruby.
The Ruby, the beautiful,
the dirty Ruby, man. She is. She's a dirty bird.
Hear that nice?
Yeah.
Okay. So this was my gripe. This is the experience I have with, in the group that I play with, I mainly play guitarron.
Yeah.
Vihuela, of course, was my second instrument. Like you, violin was our first instrument.
Yeah.
And I went to guitar actually, and then I
fell in love with
Vihuela. Fell in love with the Vihuela.
Vihuela to me is the side mistress, man. She's that one that's like, oh man, I didn't marry her, but I sure like that she's in my life.
So, when you have for this is mainly for the rhythm section. When you have a guitar player and you have a vihuela player, and you guys are playing, standard joropos like La Viquina, Fuente, Gruta, please either be together, like play together as far as the patterns, the rhythm patterns, make it clean.
Yeah.
So this was my experience in going back to the Phoenix area.
We're back to Phoenix, god damn it.
I'm sorry. I'm sorry that I have to come back over here, but it's just
you've been here longer. You have every right.
So it's like for vihuela players, remember if you have a guitar player, you're not there by yourself. If you're there by yourself, échale whatever you want to put, because then you don't have to worry about anybody following you or what, or or vice versa. The guitar, you following the guitar as well, but still. When you're playing, you can just play your standard, and just playing it like that, simple like that, just basic, recording. Just like the basic, basic.
1970s Mariachi Vargas.
That's right. But when you come in and guitarroneros, what do you do? Or even guitar players or vihuela players.
You got a rogue.
What do you guys have to do when somebody just comes in and plays either super sloppy or they're just putting too much salsa in the taco, man? It's
just dousing it.
Yeah, it's like So this was my experience, And you're just like, what are you guys doing? Some people are playing like they have like Tourette's. Well, hopefully nobody has Tourette's, but still, it's like, they're over there playing and it's like, crazy. Dude, like, what are you doing, man? Like, and it's too much. And all you hear...
Someone actually played like this.
Yes. And because I had a guitar player too. Ooh. So the guitar player was playing one thing, the vihuela player was playing his own damn thing, and here I am trying to I'm like looking at the dude, I'm like, dude, just play it básico, bro, just play it super simple, man. You're putting way too much stuff that doesn't go. Or when they add chords in there that I'm not even, you know what I mean, that's not on the original.
There's no bass or inversion for the chord that
it's
really play an A natural, you jerk.
Yeah, exactly. It's like, I'm going to a G, and people are like, You know, and it's like I'm not playing C sharp right there, bro.
Yeah.
You know, so it's that's my gripe. Like for any of the rhythm players, play. You know, I hope you guys don't have this problem. But if you do, just make sure you tell your compañeros, hey, dude, just either agree with something, agree with the rhythm that you guys are gonna play,
get it beforehand, or learn the original arrangement,
or just go in and play it super simple. So yeah, that's my gripe.
Do you want to give an example? Since we're putting our money where our mouth is, I have a guitar back there.
Sure.
I don't know. Do we want to do this? People on YouTube.
You want to do what we learned at Pueblo?
Oh yeah, for La Bikina?
Yeah.
Yeah. The super old school version of La Bikina. I better take the tape off my fingers. Sorry. I didn't realize that the fingers have muscles too, and when you grip a gi and try to flip somebody, that those muscles get strained. Can't even put my wedding ring on right now. Someone noticed the other day, they're like, why aren't you wearing your wedding ring? I'm just like, don't even. Mind your business. See if I could do this. Oh, Jesus. Yeah, these things, I tried practicing with these the other day, and I'm like, whoop, that didn't work. So you want to do the super old school La Bikina, right? Let's get this down, yeah.
You're doing that right.
Yeah,
I'm going to keep it straight.
So
just like we learned it.
Yeah. That basic rhythm, right? So, alright.
Let's just start from the música, not the beginning. Just,
Okay. Super chill.
Yes.
We sped up a little bit there for you people who say we can't do it.
Well, yes, that's my point. Yeah. It sounds clean. It sounds well. I mean, I don't know. Maybe it sounds like shit from the other side. But
probably. Those guys suck. Those guys suck, bro. Hey, we're just taking it out of our ass, right?
Yeah,
there's a little bit of hair.
We're just trying to set an example of just keeping it simple and keeping it together, and that's all it takes. Yeah. But when you're playing, I mean, just, I don't know, go
Let's really
sloppy.
Fuck this up. Let's really fuck it up.
Is it ready? Just same thing. That's how it sounds, man.
Oh my god,
that's how it sounds. I mean, that's how it sounded the other day.
I'm pretty sure that we're not exaggerating. That's exactly what you had to deal with the other night. Oh my god, Jesus Christ.
Beautiful guitar, by the way.
Yes.
Good job, Candelas.
Good job, Guitar. So let's feature that a little bit. We're about running out of time. So
all right.
How about let's see if they can see it. Yeah, the Mariachi Guitar. So this has a little bit of history, as I think most people that have a Mariachi guitar. Okay, professional music, professional. So I bought my first real. This thing getting a little limp on me. Oh shit. Technical difficulties. There we go. Yeah, son of a. There you are. Sorry for the lack of production quality today, guys. Jeez. We do have a Patreon account if you wanted to donate some funds so we can buy a nice little studio. Get a super, kind of like the Mariachi channel has over there in San Francisco or wherever it is. I'd like to do some stuff like that. That would be pretty sick. There we go. Is that working? Yeah, this thing's... I'll just hold it. We're almost done. So, I first bought a Candelas guitar in 2004 when I was in Changos. I think it was my junior year. I was working, playing gigs, playing changos, saving my money, and then my family kind of supplemented the rest. And it was a cedar top, mahogany back, and it was light. I think one of your guys that you used to play with in Sonido has the one that I sold him.
Yeah.
That was the one that I originally bought in 2004 to do the Chango 40th anniversary.
Nice.
Dope guitar, man. Dope-ass guitar.
Very
loud, clean. Mm-hmm. And so I think Tomas, he's been putting these out there for the last couple of years, and I recently saw that the guy from Nuevo Tecalican, is buying copies from another maker in Mexico. So I saw a guitar maker in Mexico, brandishing the Mariachi Guitar, and it's not a Candelas. So people are starting to bite his style.
Bro, but hey, what's up with the style for our viewers? Because I'm not really up to date with all these guitars. But how come I've seen a guitar that has no sound hole in the front?
That is... I'll explain that.
What the hell is that? This is all I see is like...
Okay, there we go. That is actually an experiment that I've seen a few guitar makers make with the air leaving the guitar. Mm-hmm. Basically, what a sound hole is on a guitar is just a mode or a node for air to escape the instrument to produce the sound, right? So some people have been experimenting with different nodes that produce different, maybe louder, more vibrant sound out of a guitar, mostly for like classical or flamenco playing. I've seen a lot of that in Spain where they have guitars that have two nodes up here, maybe one here or one back here, and it's just to get the air out of the guitar in a different way. As opposed to coming out straight like that, it has it coming out from different vectors from the instrument. It's supposedly supposed to increase the clarity and volume and projection of an instrument. I haven't played one, so I don't know.
I don't believe it.
I'm skeptical. I'm very skeptical because if there's a node coming out here, I'll hear it here and here more than I will if it's coming out here. If there's one over here, then I'll hear. Maybe I've seen a lot of that, but it'll be interesting. But I think that the good thing about Tomas in the States, he's a U.S. guitar maker, is that you look at that guitar. That guitar is kind of a modern take of what the original Antonio de Torres used to do for his guitars. Mm-hmm. Super.
I like how it's not so wide either.
Yeah, it's a very modified classical version to produce a lot of very bright sound. And it's not a fluke, he goes over these things pretty meticulously and has a lot of... Yeah. Oh, man. I've never heard it from this side over here. It's pretty fucking dope.
Right?
I feel better about my investment already. Not that I didn't feel good about it, but that just upped it a little bit more. So shout out to Tomas Candelas Guitars. If you don't know, look them up on Candelas. I think it's candelas.com. If you type in Tomas Delgado or Candelas Guitars, it'll pop up in a Google search. And he actually has videos of me playing golpe out there. Mm-hmm. Yeah, they're not the best videos either, but they're pretty good.
Yeah, your timing is off on that.
Yeah, my timing sucks, apparently, when I do covers of Mariachi Vargas tunes that are not in time.
Yeah, so this is really awesome.
Pretty dope stuff, man. I'd like to get those into more people's hands, you know what I mean? I mean, they are on the pricier edge, but if you're going to spend $1,200 for a Cordoba, why not save up a little bit more and get something that's like that, real? Mm-hmm. You know what I mean?
Yeah, it's almost as thin as a flamenco guitar.
That's kind of the idea, right? But it's not a flamenco guitar. No.
But I'm just saying the width.
I know, yeah. Like the width has like that flamenco feel to it, the lightness to it. But it's like it's not.
Yeah, it's super light.
Yeah, man,
super nice.
I want to get the super duper model, but that's going to be expensive, right? So I have an idea. Where Frank Grijalva's old guitar had the sunburst.
Oh yeah.
That old school look to it. Mm-hmm. I'd like to get something like that, with kind of like the wooden pegs, the mechanical wooden pegs, as opposed to like the tarnishable ones, and then just Mexican rosewood and cedar or spruce, right? Like that's like buying 3 of those though in terms of price for one. But it would be like the only guitar probably I would have or use for a long time.
Oh yeah, definitely.
So, yeah, shout out to Tomas.
Shout out.
We've been talking for a little bit. I think we'll probably wrap this podcast up. I think we
hit a lot of good topics.
Yeah, we thoroughly offended everybody.
Sloppiness.
Jason can't play in time. Miguel.
Doesn't make any sense when he talks.
Yeah, Miguel can't speak eloquently. Candelas is badass. Super old school Morales stuff. Pueblo, Tucson. We thoroughly offended our exes and everybody else in the city and in Tucson.
I won't get offended. She's married. She got married already. I don't care.
Yeah, if I offended anybody, I didn't mean to. This is all just kind of a comedy routine up here a little bit when I talk a little bit of trash. But no, for real, you know who you are.
Cool. Thank you guys, and hope you guys have a good Saturday. Watch the fight. We'll definitely on our next podcast
talk about the
fight. And then like we said, just a reminder, we're gonna be talking about Star Wars. So we're gonna have another podcast of Star Wars talk.
We're gonna get that shit going.
Mariachi's talking about Jabba the Hutt,
Luke Skywalker lightsabers, and Kylo Ray, and fucking what's her name, Raylo, that whole thing.
Don't get me started on that one, man. That's another topic right
there. Don't get me there. Don't get me there. All right. Alright guys, thanks for watching. Follow us on Facebook at PlayMariachi. We're trying to build the website up. We're trying to get likes. You guys, if you don't know how this works, the more you like, the more you comment, the more attention. It's like being in high school, guys. Google's algorithm starts noticing, people are watching, people are liking. Mm-hmm. Put their videos in front of everybody else's. And, it's just for our own benefit, for our own time, bringing you guys content like this. Some tutorials, some how-tos, getting people on. I would like to get guests on the show. But we got to make it worth their while, guys. We got to get views. If they got things they want to talk about and say, messages they want to put out there, we got to get views. So please share, please like, and let us get some badass mariacheros up here and directors and people out to Phoenix and help us spread some good positive word about mariachi. All right? Later, you dirty birds.
Peace.
Play mariachi.
Dude, I gotta hear the freaking